Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Stream Squad. So we've got a bunch of really cool things for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the new questions feature inside the Instagram app. Jimmy's going to be letting you know why some YouTube channels are being abruptly terminated all of a sudden. And also we're going to go over some new Facebook ad techniques you can use to get those ads going while you're on the road. But stay tuned and we'll be back in just a moment. So if it is your first time tuning in, I am Angela.
And I am Jimmy.
Oh, and I'm behind the cameras, but also here I'm Dan. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we've got, as I mentioned before, a great show for you guys. And we are here every week if it is your first time tuning in.
That's right. Every week, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. right here. And we're at facebook.com/Switcher Studio. So if you are watching this on YouTube and our replay, please just head on over to Facebook and look for Switcher Studio so you can check out this video live every Wednesday. And also, if you're watching right now, just go ahead and share this video. Why not? Don't turn it off. Just share it with the other friends. Let them know that you're watching. And we're going to be looking at the comments. Dan's going to be checking them out the whole time that we're live today. So if you have something to say, leave something in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from. We always like to hear new places that people are watching. And we're really excited this week to talk about some news and some different things that are happening.
Shout out to Mike from Houston who posted that before you even
Mike.
said it.
Man,
so.
Mike beat
way to go,
it.
Mike.
Awesome. Industry news, right?
Yeah, so the first thing up for today is the newest Instagram update. So if you guys are big fans of Instagram, especially looking at Instagram stories, you might have seen a new feature. A lot of Instagrammers are asking questions in their story that people are able to answer. So this is a new update that came through from last week. Once you take a photo or a video to put on your Instagram stories, you can go into the stickers icon where you normally can put your location or the temperature, anything like that. But there's a new one that says question, and it will allow you to type in a short question of anything you want, post it to that video or photo, and then anyone who sees that story can type in their own response. Now the cool thing about it is you will get a notification letting you know who sent you that question, but if you choose to publicly respond, so you're responding to it where everyone can see on your story, that person will still be anonymous. So this is something that's really cool for all users, but it's really beneficial for businesses and brands. They can ask, you know, questions about product information, what customers and clients would like to see, and that way they can be honest and let people know what they want to see, but the business doesn't have to worry about revealing all of that customer's private information on their page. And this update's available for both Apple and Android. Just make sure you update to the latest version of Instagram and you'll have access to the questions immediately.
You know, I look at this, it's like another way, because I generally view Instagram as kind of like this passive viewing experience. It's like you're just scrolling through. Facebook in many ways is kind of a passive thing, but there's the ability to comment. Twitter, you kind of have the ability to retweet. You can do things like that. But Instagram, I feel, is like kind of engineered originally just for the photos, but this is a really cool way to drive engagement. So like this is just another great example how Instagram is trying to do more things like that. They had the IGTV release a couple weeks ago, and so they're just kind of moving forward with all this stuff. So I think Instagram, I mean, not that they're not already a major social platform, but this is just another step up for driving engagement and making conversation and interaction starting between those two different groups. So I think it's pretty neat, like how they're doing that.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with what you said. You know, originally it was just look at your friends' photos, post a photo. Within the past year, they've done a lot more with their live video where you can, you know, bring in someone who's watching your live video and do kind of a two-up, and this just takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, I'm going to tell you all about our next story, which is kind of jarring.
A little bit of
YouTube,
change of tempo, I guess.
Yeah.
You'd call it,
We've
right?
gone from the happy to the uh-oh.
it's that emoji where it's like teeth are out, and it's like, oh, uh-oh. Well, so YouTube has terminated the accounts, although temporarily. It's not all doom and gloom. But YouTube terminated the accounts of some people who were promoting their Twitch streams. And those among channels that were terminated include really big ones like Linus Tech Tips. That's got 6.3 million followers, or channel subscribers, I should say. But not to worry, these channels were restored, but amongst others, they were all restored. But this just kind of comes as a result of promoting Twitch streams. So what's generally been happening is they're going live very briefly saying, hey, we're going to be going live on Twitch right now. And according to YouTube, this violates their spam policy. And I'll read basically what YouTube's spam policy states. And it says, if the main purpose of your content is to drive people off of YouTube and onto another site, it will likely violate our spam policies. Now, this isn't a new thing per se. Yes, that's from Team YouTube. So this isn't a new thing per se. This has always been in their terms of service. But they've recently been cracking down on it. And also, promoting Twitch streams isn't a new thing either. This has been going on for years, if not months. But I feel like this is definitely something that it's a result of the impending conflict and an ongoing conflict between Twitch and YouTube. And really the rise of Twitch as a true competitor to YouTube for different types of content. YouTube is really trying to make a push into the gaming, to the gaming space, and likewise Twitch is trying to make a play more into the content space. So that overlap right now is going to start putting them at odds. But I think what's going to be important to know, just if you're into using Twitch or YouTube, you know, we're all going to be using multiple platforms and videos to promote what we're doing. Like, for example, we'll promote on Twitter that we're going to be going live on Facebook. But if you are going to be using YouTube, just try to announce it a few days prior. That's going to be one of the first things. That's going to make it seem less spammy. And if you're going to announce it on YouTube, you should avoid putting a link in the description. What you should do is be more general and say, hey, you should go check us out on our other social platforms like Facebook. Or you should go check us out on our other social platforms like Twitter at, you know, not driving direct links to very specific content on those other places. So that'd be my specific advice. Because really you just want to avoid getting taken down because of like a spamming kind of policy. And really what it comes down to, and what we prefer to do generally, is we try to keep our audience in one place if at all possible. So for all of our live needs, we're really on Facebook. We do put replays on YouTube so that we can drive some other people to our content in another way so that it's available in other places. But generally speaking, if we're doing live video, we're going to be doing it in one place. So that'd be our advice for maybe how to avoid some possible issues, because it's pretty scary. These people's channels were terminated and they had to appeal and they eventually got them back, but terminated without the 3 strikes and you're out rule. So they're not playing around when it comes to spamming, and especially when it comes to Twitch specifically.
Yeah, like I can definitely see why YouTube is doing this. You know, with Twitch being a competitor, I've also seen some YouTubers doing this for other platforms like YouNow. You know, they're trying to keep their creators on their platform. But the other problem I'm seeing with this is with the ad policy changes in 2017 and this year in 2018, I've noticed a lot of YouTubers, whether, you know, big creators with millions of followers or small ones with just a couple of hundred, they're kind of testing the waters in other places. They're uploading content to YouTube still, but they're also doing live streams on Twitch and seeing just what Twitch has to offer. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Some people might hear about this and just completely jump ship and go to Twitch or YouNow or somewhere else, or some of them might pull back and try going into more of YouTube's policies. I kind of looked this up on Twitter, and it's a mixed bag of what people are thinking about this right now.
For somebody like, I mean, I just point out Linus Tech Tips because, I mean, I feel like everybody's run across one of those videos one way or another, whether you're looking for it or not. I mean, 6.3 million subscribers, they got their channel terminated.
Yeah.
So they are not playing around. So for a group like that, I think they're going to go, okay, we're going to follow the rules, because that's that's a big chunk of revenue that I'm sure they're after. But for new people, this might be kind of scary. I'm not trying, I mean, I don't think it's a PR nightmare, but it's definitely something to be like, well, I don't want to be involved in that, as if you were kind of an outsider just getting started. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, for sure. So the last thing we've got for you guys today, back to the happy good news.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, what's up with, we just give Angela all the happy news and Jimmy gets to deal with all the negative stuff.
Today.
I don't mind it. It's all right. Somebody's got to be that guy.
Yeah, but this time going into Facebook. So Facebook recently released a bunch of new tools for their ad manager app. So normally to do a lot of the ads and managing them, you've got to be tethered to a computer to do a lot of the formatting and styles. With this new update, you're able to do a lot of this from the app itself. So for instance, there is a text overlay feature where you're able to add and customize text, such as, how is it overlaid, how is it positioned, the font, the color, everything like that. And there's also a text policy that is already built into it. So that way it'll let you know if the text you put in violates Facebook's policy or if it is okay. That way your ad doesn't get pulled and you have to start over. It'll let you know right then at that time. There's also an image cropper feature where you can move the dimensions on your image, enlarge, crop out, so that way your image fits in there the way you want. There's also templates that are available. If you're new to this, it can be kind of daunting for the first couple of ads. So they've got templates with text and stickers and shapes and everything that makes it really easy to get going. And these different things, including filters, there are now filters available. These are available without the templates as well. So for you guys who kind of have a grasp of Ads Manager already, you can still use these to bring more of a dynamic look, an original look to your ads as well. And this is really great because, it's easy to do on a computer, but you're not always going to be able to access one. Just for me personally, there was an ad I needed to put up a couple of months ago, and I was stuck in a car for 8 hours. So I did it on my phone, but it's going to be interesting to see, how much easier this is going to be, with the Ads Manager app updates. And also it's going to be interesting for people that are constantly on the road, where they're rarely sitting down on a computer. They can just pick up their phone or their tablet and go to town with their ads right then.
Everything's moving to the phone. Everything. But it's great to have a tool like that you can. I mean, I'm a professional in like the creative arts, but like it's good to just be able to do something really quickly and not have to like send this off to somebody to design it. If you got these templates in place that you can do things with, that's really great. I mean, that's really smart of Facebook too, because they're going to be allowing people to create ads that ultimately they're going to be paying for. So that's really what it boils down to. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's our industry news. Tell us how we did, guys. If we missed anything, please comment, leave a link. We'd love to keep that discussion going in the comments. So yeah, if you saw some great industry news out there, let us know. Let us see it, and we can maybe talk about it next time or something like that. But yeah, speaking of the comments, I saw a couple in here. Some people watching. Tim's watching from Atlanta.
What's up, Tim?
Hey, Tim.
Chris Strub from Long Island, New York.
Hey, Chris. What's up, man? We'll see you soon.
Jimmy, point to that book over your shoulder. You think you can? That yellow one right there. Yeah, that's that's Chris Strub's book.
Here, wait, I'll do it like the real way. There you go. Here's Chris Strub's book. It does say the book. But yeah, if you're into it, I put it on my desk. I was going to start reading it. I guess I have to now that Chris is watching. Chris, you're consuming our content, so I need to consume some of yours. So go check out this book from Chris Strub. We're going to see him next week. He's speaking, right, in town?
Yeah. I also see Barbara in here, says hi from Newark, New Jersey. She has a Switcher-specific question, and we've got some news on a webinar coming up a little bit later. So
stick around.
Yeah, stick around for that.
Answers to questions are coming.
Yeah, we can answer all those there. All right, I see Andy in there as well, saying, "Hey, gang."
What up,
Howdy,
Andy?
howdy.
This is great stuff as usual. So I hope that's a doing good on the industry news. Hopefully we can do just as good in this live video strategy, right?
I think so.
So this one is all about making what we call a video content calendar. So we've brought this up several times on Stream Squad episodes. We've brought it up in the blogs that we post online. But we recommend that you go live frequently and on a schedule to get more and more people in your audience. And in the beginning, what we've seen is a lot of times, the first 1 or 2 broadcasts can be pretty easy because there's a lot to talk about. You're just getting started with this new live stream, and there's a lot to talk about with the setup, with your company. But it's once you get past that people start getting stuck. They're not sure what to talk about. They're not sure if this topic's too redundant. They're not sure what their audience wants, and it can kind of freak people out and start making them nervous about going live. So what we recommend doing is doing a video content calendar, and that way you literally have at least 4 recommended 8 weeks of content laid out in advance, so you can prepare for it, know what's going on. You can even tease, hey, tune in 2 weeks. We're going to go into this aspect in more details. So it definitely helps out and it keeps that stress off of you. One thing we recommend is to look at a frequently asked questions scenario. So, ask your audience or look at what questions you normally get and write down 10 to 15 questions that your audience recommends or that you notice your audience asks a lot. And then take 1 or 2 of those for each broadcast each week and plug those into the calendar. You're going to easily get 8, if not more, weeks of content by doing just 1 to 2 a week. And that way you know what to prepare for. Some weeks you might also want to do a live demonstration. So you might do 1 question with a live demo at the end as opposed to going over 2 question topics. The next thing that you're going to want to do once this is planned out, though, is to see what kind of goals you have. You don't just want to answer the question in the span of 5 minutes and then be stuck. So you want to go over, do I need a live demo? Do I need a guest speaker to come in? Do I want to show some B-roll or some clips? And this is something, once you have the initial thing in the calendar square, you can make a document. We've got papers everywhere, you guys have seen, and that helps you just to outline more of what you want to accomplish. So that keeps you on track and it keeps the audience engaged. And if you guys are interested in learning more about this, we do have our blog. It's switcherstudio.com/blog. This article just went up about an hour ago, so it'll have these tips as well as more to help you out with creating that video content calendar. And there's also going to be a free download in that blog. So if you read the article, there's going to be a downloadable live content planning worksheet that you guys can use to help you make your own 8-week video content calendar.
Yeah, it'd be great if Dan could pull up the blog. I don't know if he's working on it now or if he's found it. He's giving me the thumbs up. It looks like he did for sure. But yeah, please go check out our blog. We're not just sending you there just to spam you, but please go check out switcherstudio.com/blog. It's got tons of information in there. We include some of the information. This is just one of those pieces that will just help you out with getting better live video. And really that's the point of the blog, is to help everybody be better content creators and come up with ideas. That document's in there for download so that you can just brainstorm those frequently asked questions. You can set goals and come up with calls to action for what you want people to do. For example, one of our goals is to send you to the blog. So I want you to go check out the blog right now. We all want you to go see that. But please check that out and just go ahead and subscribe to it. You'll get a notification about an hour after anything goes up, so you can go over there and check it out if you want. And we're putting all sorts of user stories in there for people who are having great success with Switcher, tips and tricks for just how to do content and how to do different cool things with Switcher Studio. So please, definitely go check that out. And with that being said regarding tips and tricks and cool things that you can do with Switcher, today we're going to move into our next segment called Switch It Up, and I'm going to show you how to do some cool stuff with an Osmo 2 and a microphone. So let me gather all my gear.
Scoot it over.
Yeah, it's like all the way over here. So yeah, we do a segment called Switch It Up, and what we do in this section is we just literally switch it up. We just do different things every time. We try to give you tips and tricks. We answer some questions. Maybe we'll do an extension of the blog post, but today actually one of our users had a question, and it's the Community Foundation in Louisville actually, had a question about how can I use a microphone with the Osmo Mobile. So if anybody's ever used the Osmo Mobile 2, you may have noticed that if you put a phone into the cradle for it, you're blocking the lightning port. So anybody who's ever used any of the adapters that need a lightning port, tune in later on. I actually just bought a piece on Amazon. I'm going to show you maybe in a maybe I'll do a vlog video about it. I'll put something on YouTube. But it's just a little bit difficult to figure out how can I attach a microphone to this thing because it's supposed to be weighted. So I'm going to show you today just with a couple little tools that you can actually attach a microphone pretty easily. So what we're going to do this is we're going to have an Osmo Mobile 2. So that's right here. I'm going to be using Dan. I literally have Dan's phone right here. So here's Dan's.
Any good messages there?
He's like, how'd you get that?
Dun, dun,
Got Dan's.
dun.
This is an iPhone 6s. Okay, so iPhone 6s. Then I'm going to be using this Rode video mic. It's not even the Video Mic Pro. It's kind of big, honestly, and cumbersome, but you can actually use this. And there's a cable that comes with the Rode microphones if you're going to attach them to a smartphone. And that's this one, and it's the Rode SC4. And it's going to be really hard to see it. We're going to try. I'm going to get it over here. So it's got a TRRS connector here, and then it has an adapter on the back so you can plug in the regular Rode plug right there. So that, and then the last piece, which just comes out of nowhere, but you're like, oh, that's genius, is this flash bracket. And this comes from a company called Neewer, and it's just an L bracket so that you can attach a flash and it's got a mount on it. So let's show you how to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to just treat everything like normal, and you're going to start by putting your phone into the Osmo Mobile 2. So I'm going to do that first. And I'm not even going to turn it on yet. Don't waste your time turning the Osmo on yet. You don't want to do that. Do not do that just yet. So I've got the phone just in the Osmo, and it's just there. It's not, I went ahead and balanced this, so through the magic of TV, this is already balanced, but now is when you want to go ahead and just make sure it's balanced and ready to go. So this one's good enough for me for demonstration. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this L bracket, and because the headphone jack on the phone, in this case it does have a headphone jack, because it's on this side, I'm going to make sure that the bracket hangs off of this side. So I'm going to take the little 1/4-20 adapter on the bottom. I'm going to screw that in. This is like a cooking show, but with mobile video tools.
Adult Legos with Jimmy.
Adult Legos, that's right. All right, so now I've got an L bracket attached to this Osmo Mobile 2 with a phone in it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my microphone and I'm going to slide that into the cold shoe mount, and there's a little screw on the side. And righty-tighty.
Lefty-loosey.
Yeah, let's make that a little tighter, Jim. I made it super loose. There we go. So now I've got the pretty much the brunt of it set up here. I'm actually going to scoot this out a little bit. There we go. So now I've got a microphone attached to the same rig. So all of these things are on the same thing. This really isn't much heavier. I can even hold it on the side that's not the Osmo, and the phone's just sitting in there. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take that SC4 adapter, and I'm going to attach that to the microphone's cable. And like, here's my tip: just let it dangle for a second, and just make sure that when you attach it, it's not all twisted up and like messy. So just kind of let it dangle, and then pick it up. And now I'm going to attach that to the phone. I should have gotten a little tripod, but here we go. Cool. So now I've got everything attached. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the microphone. So now that's on. And then I'm going to go ahead and hold down the power button on the Osmo, and we'll watch it snap to life here in a second. All right, so now that's alive. And then what you can do is you can launch Switcher Studio in there. I don't know Dan's passcode, so I'm not going to do that. But now I've got an Osmo rig with a microphone attached to it. And the good thing about this is even if the microphone is extending out pretty far, like you can see here, that microphone's pointing a lot farther forward than the camera. When you start turning the camera will orient itself forward, and you won't really get this microphone in the way. So this is just a really simple way to get a microphone attached to an Osmo rig. I'll be honest, I was out of town. Dan and I were out of town last week on something, and we kind of had a moment where I just needed to do one camera, and I was like, how can I attach a microphone to this Osmo rig? And we had just forgotten to bring this L bracket along with us. This would have made things so much easier. You can you can hold it with your right hand and reach up and trigger things in Switcher with your left hand. So this is a really simple way of getting a microphone into a one-camera Switcher Studio rig on an Osmo Mobile 2. And so it'll look super smooth, and that's just about it. What's cool about this bracket too is it does have a mount on the bottom of it. So you can attach this whole thing to the top of a tripod if you just need to set it down for a minute and just like have your hands free. So that's a really cool thing about this bracket. Maybe we'll try to find a link to this It's just called the Neewer L bracket. If you look it up on Amazon, it's really not that expensive.
Really, any L bracket.
Any L bracket. It's called a flash bracket, but this one specifically has a nice handle on the side, and it just puts the mic out of the way. I think this is like a super great, easy setup to do. And one last little thing, if you want it to be even more stabilized, there's actually a feature in Switcher Studio under the camera controls called image stabilization, and it'll just try to make the image, even when you're moving the camera around a little bit, it can get a little shaky. If you turn image stabilization on, it'll try to make the image and float a little bit more in the middle, just make everything a little bit smoother if you're moving really quickly. So that's just another thing you can do. But there it is, Osmo Mobile 2 with a microphone attached to it for like $9 for this little adapter, something like that.
And like 3 minutes to set up.
Yeah,
super quick.
It didn't take long to set up. This fits on top of a tripod too. So I mean, you could even have this on the tripod, and if you want to walk around and do some more stuff in the meantime, you can pick it right up off of there and walk around. So I think this is great. This is like my new go-to rig right here.
So there's a really good question in the comments here from someone who is asking, what about for an iPhone which does not have the headphone jack?
Right. So I couldn't get it here fast enough. I tried to buy these little components on Amazon. Chris Carson actually turned me on to these. He found it's a 90-degree adapter that has lightning out of the top and headphones out of the bottom, but it's a lightning port on both sides. So I'm going to get one of those in here. I think tomorrow it's going to arrive at my house, so I'll check it out. But essentially, I don't know if you can zoom in a little bit. That little piece is a 90-degree adapter that goes into the phone like this. I'll go down. Goes into the phone like this, and then it has a port off the top and a port off the bottom for lightning. So that can fit right in between the phone and the Osmo right here. And I'm going to get one of those and plug it in. So essentially what you do is instead of having the SC4 adapter plugged into the phone directly into a headphone port that you don't have, you would just use that the headphone adapter cable that comes with the 7, 8, and X, those phones, and you just take this and plug it into that instead. So yeah, that's how you're going to be able to do that. The digital connection isn't something I was able to go over today because I just couldn't get it here quickly enough, but I've actually got a whole shopping list of about 8 of them I found, and we're going to try to test as many of them out as we can to see which ones work and which ones don't. And we'll put that up on the blog maybe at some point and let you know the best way to get a digital connection. But man, I feel like I've been talking about this for a second. Super easy setup, really short. All you got to do is just get one of these little L brackets. You can get them at any camera store. They might even sell these at like Walmart or something too. So
I just found one on, not the exact one, but someone was asking for a link, and I found one on Amazon. So I'll go ahead.
Just look up L bracket. Neewer L bracket is this specific one, or a flash bracket is generally what it's called. So flash bracket, DSLR flash bracket, L bracket. Yeah, and that's all you need to do.
Mike also put one in there, so thank you, Mike.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mike.
Also, shout-outs to Mark, who's watching, I think, now, too, who corrected me on my spelling, Mark? Or the iPhone auto-correcting of Osmo to Oslo, so it does now say Osmo.
That's right, we're going to Norway. Hey, if you're watching from Norway, give us a like on this video. Right. All right, well, that's about it for this. I'm going to turn these things off so we can save batteries.
We, especially on the Switch It Up segment, we always like bringing you guys nice little tips and tricks like these to help you out. I just lost my mic. So let's put my mic back on really quick. But yeah, we like giving you guys little tips and tricks to help you out with your live videos. But we also like seeing the ones you guys have discovered as well. We've seen a lot of users come up with, you know, just nifty little things like that to really help their live broadcast. And the best place to share those is in our user group. So we do have a Facebook online community. It's called Switcher Studio Enthusiasts, and we're very close to 3,000 members. It's extremely active, and it's a place where people share, you know, tips and tricks for using Switcher Studio. They'll post links to videos they've done with descriptions on how they set it up, what they were using, and also people will ask questions such as, you know, how can I use, you know, the Rode microphone? And someone's like, here's how I do it. So it's a great place to get all of that done. There's 3 ways to join. You can either just search Switcher Studio Enthusiasts and go to the group. If you're watching this on our Facebook page right now, just click on Groups from the menu tab over on the left-hand side and it'll take you there. And also, if you're already a Switcher Studio member, you can log into your account at switcherstudio.com and then click on join the community, and that's also going to help you to get there. So whichever way you do, there's going to be a short survey to fill out. It just lets us know more about how you're using Switcher or how you want to use Switcher, and that helps us on the development side as well to make things better for you. And then after that, we'll get you immediately into that user group.
Yeah, and going along with that in that user group, as I mentioned earlier, Angela and I will be doing a webinar in there. So I did see there's a couple questions in there, and I tried to find some support articles that we put together to help you out in the short run. But if you still have those questions in that user group today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so in exactly an hour, Angela and I will be live again, and we will be going over how to set up a Switcher Studio broadcast from start to finish, and what we recommend from anything from audio to networking to what devices to use. So be sure to check that out. I did see a networking question there that is going to get a little too technical for what we want to do here, but that's a great place to tune in and learn some new information.
Check out the webinar.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But yeah, I do see some people watch from all over. I see Cornwall, UK just came in, Cancun, Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, all
I think
over.
it's Mobile.
Mobile?
I'm sure that whoever that is from Alabama would come here and just like get
You
real
said
mad.
my city wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names and cities.
I'm sorry for calling you out like that on live internet streaming. Sorry, Dan.
It's okay. I've got thick skin. I'm used to it. Anyway, so our last segment, which is something we get a lot from that user group, is a Made with Switcher, and I think Angela has some information about that.
Yeah, so whenever you guys post a video made with Switcher Studio, especially if you're sharing it on Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media platform, be sure to use the hashtag Made with Switcher. We do look through that tag, and we love seeing what you guys have created. And what we like to do on the hashtag Made with Switcher segment each week is just to let you guys see a couple of clips from a video that really stood out to us from the past week. And this one is by a creator called Ken's Creations. Now that's Creations with a K, so Ken's Creations on YouTube. And this channel, Ken and some of his friends will do crafting tutorials for devices like the Cricut. They'll do reviews for GoPro and Keurig and even Amazon.com. And they'll show you guys these full layouts of what to do for your crafts. So this is a new video that was just released by them called the Chalk Couture Autumn/Winter Haul. And this was actually discovered by the girlfriend of one of our engineers. She watched this channel, realized that it was, you know, made with Switcher Studio. And the cool thing is they actually give a couple shout outs to Switcher Studio in this video. So we've got some examples up on the screen. They've got a 2-camera setup. One is right before Ken, and Sean is the other co-host for this video. And they've got an overhead view as well to show as they do the unboxings. They're also showing examples of what to do with the items they unbox. So for example, they've got like a shadow box, and they show what it looks like straight out of the package, and also some examples of some home decor that they've been able to make with those in the past. So that way you have an idea of what can be done with this equipment. And also, which was really cool, at the end of the video, they show how they did their setup.
They are right now doing it.
Yeah, right here they've got some Archon mounts going on, showing how they do the overhead. They've got a clip for their iPad that's going into that, and they even show how they run Switcher Studio with that iPad. So, you know, thank you guys for doing a great video, but also for showing us and showing your audience how you create your videos with Switcher Studio.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and real quick, shout outs to Archon mounts. If you're doing crafting or like a cooking show or something like that, definitely give them a look.
Yeah,
it's
check
really
out
good stuff
Archon.
for that.
That's great. It's like a 2-camera setup. And
Yeah.
it's really simple what you can do with 2 cameras. I guess they had an iPad too as the switching device, but just with 2 cameras you can create a really dynamic show that just looks really awesome with Switcher Studio. So definitely just looking to, if you're only doing 1 camera right now, look into seeing what it takes to get another one. It's really great to have 1 extra camera.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, see some other good comments here. Yeah, Ronald is confirming that you were correct on the pronunciation there.
Sorry, hey, we're in the South too, man, so it's okay.
See, Oscar is tuning in from Spain. Hello. One of our other hashtag Made with Switchers, someone we used before, Steve is in here asking if anyone else has done anything crazy like they did with the rowing event, which was still one of my favorite productions done with Switcher.
That one's still at the top of my
That one's
list. I
pretty
haven't
awesome
seen
still.
anything beat that yet.
We're gonna have to like post a link to that, rewind back a couple episodes of Stream Squad, and you can see that what Steve and his crew did. That was really awesome.
Yeah, so I see one more asking, I think, as someone says, anyone have the link or have the link? I think that's for the video we just did. So I'll post it in there while you guys kind of give our wrap up.
Yeah,
So that's
we
all
are.
we've
It's
got,
going
right?
to have to be, we're going to call it quits for the day. But once again, we do this every week. It's Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Just go ahead and like follow us on Facebook if you haven't already. And just click on that button that's on your right up there. If you're watching on the computer, or if you're watching on a mobile device, just tap the screen and a little thing will pop up from the bottom and it'll say follow, probably right around below where my hands are right now. But anyhow, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be here again next week, and from me here at Stream Squad, thank you very much. We'll see you all next week.
Yeah, see
All
you
right.
guys later.
So long.